Hey, man, who are some of those teams going into this NBA season when you were like, I wasn't expecting them to be this good? Or you really didn't know what you were going to get from that team. And it's like, now that the season has started, obviously it's only 2 weeks in, but it still makes you be like, man, I got to keep my eye on this team. Because there's a world where this team could make it to the playoffs after they haven't made it in a long time. Or this team could actually make it to the Eastern Conference, Western Conference Finals, and we might not even realize it. Or this team has taken a huge jump from being not so great last year, or nobody was talking about them last year, to being one of the top teams in the league. Man, welcome back to another episode of Skybox Conversations, where we talk all things hoops, especially about my favorite team, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Arkansas Razorbacks on the college level, man. And that's kind of what we're talking about here today, is because I think there are a handful of teams in this NBA of this season where it's like, I wasn't expecting them to hoop like this. I didn't expect them to have this record start now. I didn't expect them to gel this fast or look this good. Now, granted, again, we're only 2 weeks in, so this is the early version of these are the teams that are better than we thought, right? If they're able to stay healthy, if they're able to keep this cohesiveness, if they're able to keep this consistency, these are the teams I truly, truly believe can make some noise within the NBA and are making noise right now. And I think deserve a little more attention, right? And I want to hop right into it, man, because for the sake of time and you know, I don't think this has to be one of those long, drawn-out type of things. But the first team that's really on my mind when you talk about being a shocker, right, or being surprising, where you was like, I didn't expect this. The Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls are 5-0 for the first time in over 30 years. They haven't been 5-0 since the 95-96 season. Do you know who was playing then? Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen were on that team the last time the Chicago Bulls were 5-0. What the hell? Giddey is looking like an all-star. Giddey, the way he's facilitating the basketball, controlling that team, being a true point guard, improving his jump shot, not willing to he's actually willing to shoot the jump shot, which was a big thing that got him out of OKC. He's looking like the dude that deserved the money that he got. Buzelis is looking like the all-star that a lot of people expected him to soon be. The connection between him and Giddey is special. And Big Vu, maybe DeRozan and Zach LaVine were simply holding him back, and because he is reversing the clock and looking like a young man out there. I seen him last night hit somebody with a spin move and one, talking his shit, flip somebody off and everything, man. It's like Billy Donovan is getting the absolute best out of this team right now. You got, Ayo coming off I call him Ayo, but Ayo coming off the bench, man, doing some big things. Trey Jones, Tyus' brother, is coming off the bench doing some great things for that team, running that second unit. You ain't even got Kobe White back yet, right? So this team is very, very interested in me, and I think they epitomize this whole segment. And really the reason I even decided to do this segment, when you talk about these teams are better than what we expected. And I think Chicago's at the top of that list. Next team I have on that list is the Milwaukee Bucks. We hear a lot about how if you don't have Giannis on the floor, this team is probably going to stink. And don't get me wrong, Giannis is Giannis, right? But I think that the Bucks showed a great glimpse the other night that without Giannis sitting out on the night of the back-to-back against Golden State, dude stepped up. Ryan Rollins is having a most improved player type of year right now. Would he have a 30-point game the other night? Then he had like a 25-point game the other night. I think he hit back-to-back career highs in back-to-back games. And this was against Steph Curry now. You outplayed Steph Curry in a way. Was very impressive. And the Warriors are no slouches, right? That's a very good team. They're old, but they're really fucking good. And Ryan Rollins is running that show, and I don't think he's going to lose his starting spot anytime soon, because we were worried about that team saying, like, with no Giannis, they really struggle, and they still do struggle a bit offensively without him on the court. But at the same time, they showed up that night. A.J. Green hitting big shots. Bobby Portis is solid, right? Miles Turner is helping out a bunch, shooting the ball, obviously stretching the floor. Great, pretty good at, protecting the rim for the most part. Like, they just did it. I think they're doing it by committee. It kind of got like that Indiana Pacer feel to it, where it's like, when we don't have our star, let's do it by committee. When we got him, let him be a monster, and y'all just hit the open shots when he kick it to you and do all of the things. And so Milwaukee, I don't think they're gonna go to the finals or anything like that, but I do think they are better than what people expect. I think people expected them to be 0-5. I think some people expected them to be 1-5, and Giannis frustrated and ready to go, or he sits out and they get lose by 40. But they're showing that they have that they're competent, that they can still play the game the right way. And Doc got them playing at a high level with and without Giannis. The win against New York the other night was big. The win against the Warriors was a big one. So that's just a very shocking team to me. Again, that's like, damn, this team is actually pretty damn good. Again, I don't think they're gonna make no crazy run, but I think they're doing pretty damn good. I really, really do. The next team is the Miami Heat. I think the biggest thing to say about them is just that Eric Spoelstra is never going to allow his teams to just be sad, which is why he's one of the best coaches in the league. He could put 5 dudes out of there from the G League, and I honestly, truly believe that that team could compete. Will they win? Probably not. Maybe not. But they're going to compete. You're going to have to beat them. You're not going to get anything. You're going to have to beat them. And I think that just speaks to them, right? I think Bam, I don't want to speak too soon, but I think this may be one of the first years where you see Bam be aggressive and stay aggressive, which is something he's always struggled with. You know, you beg him almost to shoot more shots. You beg him almost to be more aggressive. You beg him almost to stop being so lackadaisical on the offensive end. We know what you can do defensively. We know you're undersized as a big. We know you don't like playing the 5 position like that, or it seems like it anyway. But, Bam, you got to do more. And maybe that's hard because when you got a taller guy defending you, you can't get your shots off. But now he's improving his outside jumper. He's shooting the 3 a little bit more. He gave Wemby a run for his winner the other night. But I just think overall, you know, some people were kind of not expecting much from the Miami Heat. I don't think people still are. Again, I don't think they're going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. But then again, it wouldn't surprise me if they were, because that's just how great Eric Spoelstra is. We didn't expect those Jimmy Butler teams to be in the Eastern Conference Finals, but they went. And I think Norman Powell is making a case for being he's still showing you he got it. And then, of course, Bam, Andrew Wiggins is solid. Jaime Jaquez is having a pretty good fucking year. I'm still kind of excited to see as Jovic can still continue to figure it out. And dudes like that, man, I just think it speaks to the overall organization of the Miami Heat, where no matter who we put out there, no matter what we got going on, no matter who we trade, no matter who we bring in, we're going to compete. And I think they epitomize that, again, this segment of these teams are much better than what we thought. And I think that's super exciting to see. The next team is the San Antonio Spurs. I think people were super excited to see what Wemby would do this year. But I think you can wrap your head so much around how excited you are to see Wemby that you can almost forget that, oh, shit, this team overall is pretty fucking good, right? Dylan Harper looks like he's been in the league 10 years already. Stephon Castle is making a huge leap from 1 to 2, right? You haven't even gotten De'Aaron Fox back yet. You got a 20-point scorer in your starting lineup with Vassell. You got a 20-point scorer coming off the bench with Keldon Johnson. You got Sohan. I'm not really sure about him per se, but you got Sohan, who is another a long, rangy wing type of guy, which is the epitome of the league these days. You got Harrison Barnes, a vet. I think their coach, man, Mitch is a really good coach. He's shown that, and I get why Pop chose him. I see it just from hearing him in that huddle, the way he was talking about the simple things, which was Spurs basketball, doing the basics, doing the boring. Nobody expected this Spurs team to be 5-0 starting out. And they haven't. And the fact that that's never been done in Spurs history, and Wemby came in and did that, this Spurs team is really fucking good. And I'm excited to see what they look like when you get De'Aaron Fox back, because now the thing becomes, could they go to the finals? Could they go to the Western Conference Finals? Could they make it to at least the second round? I think so. I think it's a world where if they run into the right matchup, and Wemby continues to evolve and continue to do what he's doing and continue to stay healthy, all of those things, I wouldn't be surprised if they made it. And I don't think you can use youth as a reason as to why they're not ready anymore, because OKC just shut all that down. If your superstar is being your superstar, your number 2 guy is being your number 2 guy, which in this case I would think would be De'Aaron Fox. But then that's the crazy thing about it. It can be De'Aaron Fox. It can be Stephon Castle one night. It can be Devin Vassell. It can be Keldon Johnson off the bench having a big game. You got depth. You got depth. He can go 8 or 9 deep. Then you got the other 7-footer. They came from Boston. I can't never remember his fucking Luke Cornett. You got Luke Cornett who's dealing with an injury right now, but he'll be back soon. And he gave them a whole different look, right? We can play them together. Luke Cornett is manning that second unit. I'm excited about that Spurs team. And I'm not surprised at all that they came out 5-0, but once you actually get to see them, but nobody expected this, I don't think, that them to come out hot and blazing the way they have. But it's exciting to see, man. It's exciting to see. Another team that I think a lot of people definitely slept on and didn't expect much from, but I wouldn't be surprised if made to the playoffs and maybe made it out the first round is the Portland Trailblazers. Adding Drew Holiday, along with Kamara, along with Jeremy Grant, along with Matisse Thybulle, who's the other defensive Avija. Like they got so much depth at the wing position and some defensive minded guys. Their defense is really great. And the fact that they're still winning games and winning good games. They're not just beating bad teams, they're beating some good teams. Right? Beat my Lakers the other night. Really gave Austin hell. I saw in real time watching that game, like their defense is really fucking good. Right? I'm interested to see what they look like when you get Scoop back. You got Shaedon Sharpe is figuring it out. And he's not even playing super great yet, and they're still winning some games. And then you got Klingon down there holding it down in the fort. You got Big Young Hudson coming off the bench. Like, there's a world where this Portland team can be really fucking good, and they're doing all of this despite the mess with Chauncey Billups and all, and coaching change 5 games into the season or whatever. Like, that's impressive. It is showing you they just want to hoop. All right, and I think they still kind of got Chauncey Billups back with that whole mess, and they just trying to take their mind off of that, and they just hooping and they winning. And so that's impressive to me, man. That's a team I'm like, wow, they might be pretty fucking good. And I think they're showing that in real time, for real. I got a couple more for y'all, man. And I think the last two I really want to discuss is Philly, the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, despite them losing a tough game last night to the Celtics after beating them on opening night, I think there's still a world where it's like, man, you know what? I get they lost. I get you dealing with some things with Embiid where he's not 100%. He's not playing the minutes he's used to playing, which I get them not trying to run him into the ground or have him hurt and beat up, which I think is actually smart. And I'll take it. And I'll be honest. When I made the video a while back saying that I think Embiid should be traded, I don't know why it didn't dawn on me that the man had almost 30 points in only 20 minutes of game time against was that Charlotte? Who was they playing the other night? He didn't play but like 20 minutes, but he had like 25 points. And it was very impressive. And I was like, I didn't even realize. And he was hella efficient. And so I'm like, man, imagine what he would do if he would play 35 minutes, 40 minutes. But I get it. You can't right now because you want to keep him for the long haul. You want him healthy after All-Star break. I get that. But you're winning some games with Embiid not playing at his normal max. You put it on the shoulders of Maxey, a 6-foot guard, and VJ, who was a rookie, only played 6 games in the NBA. Right? Then you got Quinn Grimes, you got Oubre, and I talked about this in my last video where they're doing it by committee as a team. You haven't got McCain back yet, right? You haven't got Harlow back yet. You got Drummond, who I think is competent. And it's a wide open East. You haven't got PG back yet. That team to me has kind of had me looking at the corner of my eye like they could make a run in the East, especially if they run into the right team. Again, especially in the East this year where everybody isn't fully healthy. Everybody isn't themselves, right? I got my eye on that Philly team, man. And I wouldn't be surprised if they won 45, 46, something like that type of games, and that's okay in the East. Last two, Golden State. When you really watch Golden State, even from opening night, even though they've lost a couple tough games, lost to Portland, which I said was an impressive win for Portland, and they lost to lost to Milwaukee the other night. When you really still look at that Golden State team, you also have to still respect the fact that they look pretty damn good. Steph is Steph, Jimmy is Jimmy, Draymond is Draymond, right? Of course, but Jonathan Kuminga is figuring it out. Moses Moody is figuring it out. You haven't got DeAnthony Melton back yet. Pods is pretty solid. I love the Will Richard kid. Golden State at the right time, healthy, I think could give anybody a run for their money. I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up second round Western Conference Finals. I wouldn't be surprised. And I think a lot of people made jokes about that. Al Horford is big for that team. I love the way he fits with that team. And if you allow them to go get one more big at the trade deadline, they become even scarier. But I think if you catch them at the right time, healthy, and they get the right matchup, which is all the Western Conference is about, is matchups, I think they could make it there. They run into the Clippers in the first round, I think they could beat the Clippers. I honestly do. All right, you run into another West team that's pretty good, but it's like right there on the bubble. Right, you run into a Portland. You run into a it's another West team that's like right up there right now. A West team. All right, even my Lakers playing in the first round, I'll be on the edge of my seat. All right, just a pretty good team that just shocked me. That's all. And then last but not least, it's my Lakers. I made a video after the first game, maybe an overreaction video, right, at this point, where I was just like, the Lakers are not as good as I thought they were. But maybe they are. No LeBron, you still winning. Luka sits out a couple games. Austin makes us still competitive. Austin wins us a couple games with no Luka. Now, is that sustainable? Maybe not, right? You need your guys. But you have no Gabe Vincent, right? Marcus Smart didn't play a few of those games. Jake LaRavia is looking really fucking good these last two games in particular against Memphis and against Minnesota. When we get fully healthy, we might have some of the depth I didn't realize we had. Because I talked about how sad our bench was because you still want Dalton. If you can get Dalton Connect to come along, then we're even better. But there's a world where I think our Lakers could be really fucking good. And that's not just because I'm a Laker fan. That's me taking my bias out of it and really just looking at the team saying, if we can keep it together, stay healthy, LeBron comes back and continues to be LeBron, if Dalton can continue to figure it out, we get everybody back, right? Gabe's able to come back off the bench how he's supposed to. Marcus Smart coming off the bench. Like LaRavia coming off the bench. Jackson Hayes is a great backup. Right, DeAndre Ayton continue to do what he's doing. I feel good about this team that I didn't feel before. And I can honestly say I was wrong in saying that. But it's also us saying what version of this Laker team is going to come out on what night. I'm cool with LeBron resting. I told you in my last video, I really want LeBron to become a third option now. LeBron, which is what I think he want to do. And I think he's okay doing that. Become that third option. Let Austin rock out, right? Let Luka be Luka. Let Austin rock out as your second option, Brian. Just be there when we need you. And, yeah, man, these teams really have caught my eye. Really are making me be like, damn, you good. You pretty damn good. And I think the one that really wins this list is the Bulls. Nobody expecting the Bulls to start off 5-0. Again, they could fuck around and lose the last 77 games, right? But nobody thought that they would be 5-0. And I think even if they don't make a deep run in the playoffs or whatever, I think every night you can't walk into Chicago anymore just circling a win like you've been able to do the last, 10 years since D Rose, maybe longer, right? You can't just walk in there and just circle a win anymore. And I think that's the most impressive and exciting part about it. And I think that's the NBA in general now. It's like a lot of teams just aren't so sad anymore where it's like an automatic win for you. Every night you got to fight now. And I think that's what's making the NBA such a great season. And I'm super, super excited to continue to watch some of these teams. But I want to hear from you. Let me know what team has really shocked the shit out of you and really has you like, you know what, I got to keep my eye on this team. And, yeah, man, I just want to hear more from you guys, man. I love y'all. Be sure to like and subscribe to the video. So many other topics that I want to discuss and I'm going to continue to get to on this channel. But, yeah, man, just enjoy the rest of y'all Saturday. Y'all have a good one. All right, peace. Love you.